Welcome in to the PHNX Suns podcast, brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's #1 sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and leave us a 5-star review. I'm Lindsay Smith here with Espo, Saul Bookman, and Gerald Bourget. Gentlemen, our summer league time is coming to an end.
Oh, thank the Lord.
It wraps up this evening / tomorrow morning for some of us. How was it overall?
Well, my soul left my body about 24 hours ago, so I got that going for me at least.
What happened there? Are you being dramatic again?
Well,
how explain to me how said soul left body?
Well, I drank more than I have in the last 5 years combined since we've been here.
This guy.
I had the best meal I've ever had last night, so I think my soul just tapped out there too. Like, it could get better than this. So, yeah, I had a good time. I'm just ready to get the hell out of here.
Same.
You have an odd definition of soul leaving the body. It's just so weird. Even Shane's like, what the fuck?
That's dark.
I've had a great time.
Yes.
It's been a blast here. Excited to go back home and sleep in my own bed, but it's been fun.
Yeah, I'm running on fumes, but it was a lot of fun being out here, especially being the first time here. For me, at least. For me.
In Summer League, not in Vegas.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've been to here too many damn times.
I mean, I love Summer League because it's the perfect, obviously you get to catch up with friends from across the league and just all throughout NBA
Oh, we
media.
know, Lindsay.
And,
Jesus.
But it's exhausting
It is.
because it's nonstop. Because you have so many people you want to see, so many games you want to catch, so many places you want to go.
It's so hard being popular and well-liked.
to go see all my friends and leave you guys every day. It's taxing.
I understand what you're saying, Lindsay. I do.
It's tough being this popular.
Everybody's looking at each other. It's not just one person.
As the most popular member of the PHNX Suns show, I understand, Lindsay. I understand. So,
Did y'all not say, when I said, what's the goal of Summer League? You know what? The goal, we're going to watch some basketball. We're going to create some cool content. We're going to get some things for later on, next week and the next couple of weeks. But we really want to network. That's a big one. Which one of us networked this week?
we
you
forgot
jerks?
to accomplish all that.
Wait. How do you network with your friends?
You maintain relationships. You don't just tap into your relationships when you need something. That's rude.
All right.
Yeah, you only do that with your coworkers, not your relationships.
That's it. Okay. All right. I had this all wrong.
Look, I gotta say,
You guys are such brats.
we're giving
just
Lindsay
say we're
shit.
all assholes
Screw
right now.
you guys. I'm going
fine.
home.
Okay, Eric
She
Cartman.
hung out with us last night, and we
Yes,
had a
yes, I
fabulous
did.
time last night. Let's
did.
not hide that. We all had a great time last night.
I got to see the joy that is Shane at a slot machine.
Oh my god!
Shane put
That's
it in the comments right
fantastic.
now. Lindsay played slots with me all last night, so we are all good. Exactly. Shane and I had a blast playing slots, even though I lost $100.
Oh, that's tough.
Shane has an obsession with a Panda slot machine that was the most beautiful, innocent thing I have ever seen in my life, and I hope you all get to experience it at some point.
All right, let's move on. Now I'm mad at you guys. You guys ruined it from the top.
Sometimes the card doesn't go where you want it to go.
With you guys, always. I shouldn't be surprised anymore.
I
at
just
this
made a
point.
joke. I was joking.
Sure, Gerald.
It was a joke.
Gerald
Play
always
the
tries.
footage
Gerald's
back.
like,
Play the
I'm the
footage
nice
back.
one.
Because I'm smiling in the background.
I was joking.
Yeah, and then everybody gets on me because I give Gerald a hard time. I'm like, everybody gets a hard time, including Gerald. He's not
that's
safe.
how-
I
That's just how
feel
the
your
show
pain,
works.
Lindsay. These guys are tough to work with.
Stop it.
Oh my God, Espo, you
Thanks,
pandering son of a
You
bitch.
started this on
Jesus.
Friday.
I just can't wait to get home because I feel like once we get back home, you guys will go back to normal and stop being so bratty.
Wait,
let's talk.
this
No,
is us all
stop
the
it.
time.
No,
You think this is Vegas' fault?
you're 10 times worse here than you are. Either that or it's because I've been around you too much.
Oh, I think it's that
That's
right there. She has hit her limit way long time ago. It was probably on day one. Let's be honest. You were like, oh my God, these fuckers.
I gotta get out of this house. Anyway, the Suns did play a game today. The Summer Suns did. Didn't go quite as well as Friday night's match, but Gerald, you did get to talk to Ish one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we discuss what Ish had to say?
Yeah, I'm going to be writing about this and a bunch of other things over the next few weeks because we got a lot of good stuff today, despite how terrible the game was. But the main thing with Ish was we kind of got a chance to talk to him about how he and some of the other Suns are still processing what happened in Game 7. And he said, I still haven't processed it. I'm going to be processing it up until probably preseason starts and a new season begins. But for him, it's also kind of a unique situation because he is a free agent for the first time. Obviously, he's playing for the Summer Suns. So I kind of just asked him, how are you approaching that experience of being a free agent, and do you want to be back in Phoenix next year? And this is what he had to say.
I'm not worried about it. Yeah, everybody should know that. No, me personally, I don't really take care of all the business side. Everybody knows I love the Suns. Everybody knows I love the whole entire organization. Everybody knows I want to be back. So it's out of my hands. I can only control what I can control. But yes, I do want to. I would love to have that across my chest, So, everybody knows that I'm here. I'm playing summer league with the Suns, and so, I'm embracing every moment. I'm taking it a day at a time, and that's out of my control. The only thing I can control is myself and what I do on the court, and let that speak for everything else.
Shane is the freaking man right now. That was so cool.
Are you going to explain to everybody else who's listening what happened?
I am.
Because I don't think anybody knows.
So I couldn't sit back because the cord was too tight into our roadcaster. And in 20 seconds, Shane unplugged it, untangled it, stuck it back in, and now it works.
Cool story, bro. Gerald, what'd you think about what Ish had to say?
Espo, I'm going to stab you in the heart with a fucking dart tonight.
I live for the
and then I'm going to send you on the plane.
You know what that is? Instant karma.
Well, how's that instant karma?
Because you were being a jerk to me now. I'm supposed to be a jerk to
you
you.
were being a dick to me right before the show started?
Nuh-uh.
So where's your karma? Nuh-uh. Yeah. Oh, Saul doesn't have his phone? Fuck you, Saul. I'm not going to tag you in this picture then.
But
what the fuck did that even have to do with anything?
Did I tag you?
I don't know. I don't have my phone.
I did tag you. That one was clearly a joke.
Gerald, Ish.
There was a thing about Ish in there somewhere. Then we got stabbed in the heart with a dart.
We definitely have reached it. We're done. We're fucking done.
We've hit that Vegas lunacy.
We've been here for 15 minutes and we have done nothing like...
Someone get us home.
Less than 9.
Oh, really? It feels like 15. Shane said we've been here for less than 9 minutes.
Oh, dear God.
Okay.
Yeah, so Ish talked about free agency, and obviously he wants to be back. He's controlling what he can control. I like his approach to approaching the Summer League. Like Steve Scalzi said the other day, he wanted to participate so that he could get these extra game reps. This is coming off of playing for Uganda, the national team there. And he had, I forget how many miles of flights he had to get here. But he was running on fumes. He was talking about how he was jet lagged. So it is cool that he is kind of taking this approach. He wants to be back here. And for him, it's always been about the work. That's something that runs through the veins of this Suns organization. So I hope that they're able to figure out a way to bring him back. I think that he wouldn't be playing for the Summer Suns if there was no interest there. But yeah, he talked about wanting to have that name across his chest, and I like that. He's a very likable guy. He could be a decent piece deep in the rotation, depending on what happens this season, or this off season. So it's good to hear that.
I'm a big fan of Ish Wainwright, so I'd love to see him back, at the very least, on another 2-way contract.
Yeah, for sure. But it is hard. I'm not going to lie. There's been a couple teams that have had some guys that are not expected to make some of these rosters that I've looked at. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I wouldn't be shocked if somebody, took a flyer on this kid or this guy, So who knows what's going to happen with Ish. He didn't have the best of games today. He was kind of, just okay, but the whole team was awful. So
yeah.
You can't really hold it against him at all.
I said the similar thing to Lindsay, and she made a great point while we were sitting watching the game. And are you okay if I share this point?
Sure,
all right.
Go ahead. It was halfway stolen from Gerald, so
perfect.
This is like a game of
and
telephone.
He got it from me, so it's just all full circle.
She said it's kind of like the DA thing. He can't pass himself the damn ball, so you can't. There's no real point guard running an offense like out there. Really,
basically, it was because Ish Gerald, you brought up the other day on the show that the thing that you liked the most about Ish was he was playing within the same type of game he would be playing in with the actual Phoenix Suns.
Right.
And so within the context of this team and him not playing that well, it's like, well, he's also not playing with NBA level starting players or even off the bench players, right? And that's no shade to all these guys on summer league teams. They're fantastic basketball players, but there are levels. And same thing that Espo said. I was like, take a page out of DA's book. You can't pass the ball to yourself, you know?
To be fair, a lot of his minutes did come with Elfrid Payton on the court, so
Yeah.
take that as you will.
I mean, hey, the system is set up to not be able to pass the ball to yourself. So
That's the game in general.
That's it.
The game is built
it's
that
only
way.
focused around 2 guys. And then that's it.
So,
I'm kidding, Gerald.
I can't.
I'm kidding.
I can't.
I'm kidding.
We're so close to being out of here without murdering each other. So close.
he's like, please don't make me be the one to do it.
Oh, God.
All right. Are you up or down as of right now in Vegas?
Down.
How much?
100.
Hey, Shane, have you seen my wife comment in the comments yet? I'm
there?
down.
I have not.
I'm down.
I'm even.
He's down a lot.
No, I bounced back last night. I'm
We
down
did.
now.
We had some
Oh,
fun
I
on the
know.
slots
I'm
last
down
night. We
now.
got a lot of free spins. It was super fun.
The free spins. That's where it's at.
Gerald, you're
I'm even.
good.
Yeah, I'm even.
All right.
Have you spent anything?
No.
Oh,
So
my
Gerald
gosh.
Gerald has not gambled at all.
There's still one night left, ladies and gentlemen.
Tonight. It's going down tonight.
To be fair, just coming to Vegas is a gamble. So technically
yeah.
you've gambled once.
I'm up then.
I'm up. I'm up right now.
Up with the homies.
Yeah. If you guys want to gamble, but maybe not at a casino, but from the comfort of your own home,
Nicely done. That
you
was
can
nice.
download the. Was it? I feel like it was pretty basic.
It's pretty basic, too. I was like, these guys.
Yeah, but for day 4 in Vegas, I'm impressed.
Trying to build the goodwill back up. We're
Well,
so
thank
far
you.
down.
I appreciate I appreciate that. Okay, download the DraftKings
I wasn't even going
Sportsbook
to
app.
comment. I wasn't going to say anything. I was just like, oh, okay.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use promo code PHNX. Make your first deposit and get a risk-free bet up to $1,000. That is huge, literally and figuratively. Risk-free and $1,000 bet. You could make some serious cash, and then you also don't have to really worry about anything if you don't.
Yeah, they don't do that shit in Vegas. I asked for
No.
$1,000 free to bet what they laughed at my ass. So.
Exactly. So
he
that's
took it out
promo
of the
code
no.
PHNX only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. One of the best things about coming to Summer League is the amount of people that are here congregated in one central location and who are most of the time very open to having conversations with you. And Gerald, you got to talk with quite a few people this weekend. And listen, you guys are going to want to stay tuned over the next week or so of shows because we're going to share a lot of that content. But right now, we're going to talk about one specific person you got to speak with, David Aldridge. So let's start with this first soundbite on DA's contract situation and discuss further.
Dude, I have been asking everybody this all week. Like, well, really for 3 weeks now. Like, I'm like, what am I missing? He's 7 feet tall, he's 23 years old, and he's pretty good. I'm not saying he's like the best player in the league, but he's pretty good, right? What am I missing? What's wrong with this? Why are people not giving this kid the money? Like, I don't know. I don't have an answer. I mean, is he immature? Sure. So was I at 23, so what are we talking about, right? But he played at a pretty good high level in high pressure situations last year, as I recall. So I don't get it. I don't understand why the Suns didn't pay him. I don't understand why the Nets won't pay him. I don't understand why other teams wouldn't do it because they're throwing money around like it's going out of style now. So this kid, I'd take a shot on him. Somebody told me this a long time ago. If you're going to bet tall.
Did you say bet Saul or bet tall?
I mean, either way, you win.
That soundbite was phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Absolutely phenomenal. So kudos to you, Gerald and Shane, for
Nicely
grabbing
done.
him and getting this piece of content gold because I think that's the question that a lot of people are asking themselves right now.
Outside of Phoenix, 1,000,000%. We mentioned it the other day, the CHGO guys, the DMVR guys are like, why? It's like everybody else sees a different picture of DA than we do. And yeah, the maturity, sure. But I don't think it's the maturity so much as maybe the inconsistency and whether you can rely on DA day in and day out. That's the fear, besides whatever we've heard behind closed doors. So I thought that was a phenomenal soundbite.
But do you think it's a fear in terms of just offering him a max contract or just in general? Because we really haven't even heard like a ton of teams being interested.
I think it's the max.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope so, because if it's just pure interest, then I'm confused too.
Well, I think it's a combination of things. This was probably the worst year for him to be a restricted free agent because there wasn't a lot of cap space. You had very limited teams with cap space that could make him any kind of substantial offer. So I think that mucked up things for him pretty well in this. So, and then the situation with the Suns. I mean, I'm not sure who floated the Suns think they could do fine without him and playing guys with lesser talent that would succeed at the same level or any of these things we've heard about DA, but they tamped down the market too with that. Maybe it's strategic because they're hoping they can get him for less, but I think that definitely cooled any of the interest from those with cap space. We saw Detroit, we heard, oh, they're in. They want to go after DA. They decided, well, we're going to just make moves to get guys from the draft, make some trades, patch the holes that way. Atlanta went a different way and said, hey, we'll keep Clint Capella. We'll bring in DeJounte Murray. Really, you're sitting here now. Is Indiana gonna pull the trigger on an offer sheet or a sign and trade? Otherwise, I don't see anybody. I mean, we heard the Utah stuff, but that seems to have cooled. So it seems like Indy or we're in for a long staring match is what I think we're looking at.
It's kind of the perfect storm of bad conditions for DA's free agency because, like you said, the teams that could offer him space kind of dried up. There's the whole max thing to consider. There's the way that the Suns went out in the playoffs, and kind of the big visual from that last game was unfortunately the sideline thing between him and Monty. And the fact that he didn't come back in after he left in the third quarter. And that's not entirely fair to, pin the loss on him or anything like that, but that is the lasting image. And you look around the league, guys know Monty and he has that reputation, and they're probably going to view that situation more favorably in Monty's favor. That's just the nature of it. But it is interesting, like DA, he's a great quote. He was so gracious. He gave us 6 minutes of time, which doesn't sound like a lot, but like, when you're down there and there's all these, like he was dapping up with Tony Parker and Gary Payton before he talked to us. So he was a great soundbite, but I did find it interesting that he was so baffled by just the lack of a market for him in general. I do think it's a positional thing, the center position, and we've talked about max level guys. The only guys that are at that position are Kat, Jokic, and Embiid, and those are guys that all create their own offense. And I think that's what it is, but it is still kind of baffling.
But there's this fine line between having a max player or having a center of extreme value, right? We saw Robert Williams on one leg pretty much the entire finals, right? Made a huge difference for that team, the same way DA did just the year before. You know what I mean? In a different way. Not like Robert Williams' level of play was good, but it wasn't as good as DA's from one year to the next. But it was still an impactful position. And I think we can't dismiss that the center position is being phased out completely, because it's not completely. It's just you have to be the right type of center and the right type of situation to be able to do that. Also, I do want to go back to the whole contract thing. If we do really find out that he was in fact offered a 4-year max contract and he did turn it down, like
last year from the Suns,
fire your agent.
Yeah,
fire your agent because they completely misread the market.
Right,
man, that's a bad miss.
I do want to say before we move on, though, that the Robert Williams thing, I don't think anyone should argue that the center position is being phased out, but I do think, like, Robert Williams makes like $16 million a year.
Sure.
Like, he's not getting a max, and a lot of the guys at that position that get maxes, again, are the ones that can create. So I don't want anyone out there to dismiss what DA does on either end of the court. I think it's just a question of, is that worth max money?
Look, I don't think that's on his agent. If he believed he was a 5-year max player and he bet on himself, I have no problem with the guy doing that.
No, but that's also the agent's role, is to educate you on, like, hey, like, I know this is how you feel, but look, this is, they have to know the landscape, what's potentially out there on the horizon, what could happen if you have an okay year versus the year that you think you're going to have. You know, he had 16-11 all year, right? Like, is that max money? Probably not when you're comparing them to the greats or the premium people at those positions. So, yeah, you got to know that as an agent.
I get it, but I mean, his agent could have told him that, and he just believed so fervently that he was a 5-year max guy, that he was going to play that well, that he was going to go for it. And I'm not going to hold that against a guy if you believe that way. He didn't live up to it. Now he's going to have to pay that price, but going into it, if he believed in that, I think that's commendable that he put it on the line like that.
I still believe that there's a level of cooperation between DA and the Suns as well because of the way that this situation has unraveled.
Yeah.
I think I'm not entirely convinced that it's just teams aren't interested. I think it might be the Suns have told teams, if you sign him to an offer sheet, we're going to match. Yeah. And if you want him, we're trying to work on this KD thing. Mm-hmm. If you want him, it's going to have to be in a sign and trade, either as a third team or in a separate.
So help me help you.
Right.
But that's why Indiana makes so much sense. All we've heard is they want to trade Miles Turner, right? It seems like a perfect partnership because they have the money.
Dude,
so do they not want DA? I'm not saying.
I'm going to say that right now.
I'd love to send him to the Nets. Right. I'd love to send him to the Nets. I'm not saying here's the destination, but that's it. It feels like if they don't offer him it, and they seem like the logical partner in all this, it may just be that there isn't that much of a market for DA in general and his services. But look, back to the betting on yourself. I probably like that because that was my strategy in blackjack while we were here. Bet big and accept whatever happens.
And exactly what's happening to DA right now is what happened to
down bad.
I'm going to take a different route on this. I don't know that I am. As we're kind of talking through this, I feel like my thought process is sort of shifting. I am still a little confused as to why we haven't even really heard a whole lot around the DA situation. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that there isn't some sort of a lucrative deal marketplace for him either. I think, like to Gerald's point, I do think he's probably working very closely with the Suns. They've probably mended whatever bridges should they have been in shambles in the first place, because that was all based on rumors for the most part, to at least come to an agreement to work together to get the best case scenario for both sides. And as weird as it sounds, because I feel like usually free agency moves pretty quickly, and this seems to it's really not that long when you really think about it, but it feels like it's been dragging out for months and months and months. I still feel like they're all working behind the scenes, and nothing is dead in the water as of right now.
I would agree with that, and I would have loved to talk to Kevin Pritchard about this today, try to go for the hat trick of GMs rejecting me, because someone asked if James Jones was there today. He was there today. I talked to him briefly, asked him if he had a few minutes. He said no, which is kind of unfortunate because I feel like this is a more lax situation where you can have those types of conversations. But there is a very important
thing that is on the line right now that probably he doesn't need any conversation about that out there.
Right, but I wasn't even going to ask him about that necessarily off the top.
Off the top.
But he knew it was coming. He knew it was coming.
Yeah, but you can still have conversations off the record. Not everything has to be on the record. It's not like I was coming up to him with a camera in his face. But anyway, the point is, I think that the fact that he was not jumpy, but so kind of had the wall up in that situation, because it's us and Dwayne Rankin that are here as far as access to the team that report on the team. I think that the fact that he was that kind of standoffish means that we could be heading for something here imminently, or that he is working on it at the very least right now.
I love that now we're body language doctors. He was stone-faced. Maybe it's
not even body language. It's just like, bro, we're one of two people that cover the team religiously, and you can't give me 2 minutes. There's probably a reason why.
Oh, did he give Dwayne the fist bump, though?
Or just you? I don't. On Friday.
You got. So
I seen it.
Man, I thought you had something special there.
No, I got a handshake and a hug from Monty. And
okay. well, then we'll take that. That's a win.
We'll take that. Yeah.
All right, back to David Aldridge, because he also has some feelings about the outcome of this Kevin Durant situation.
Oh, God. I don't know. I mean, you could conceivably make a case for them to just run it back, as crazy as that sounds. Because what's he going to do, not play? It's KD. He's going to play, right? So, but usually if guys want to get traded, they get traded. So if he wants, I don't think Miami can make it work. I just don't know how they make it work. I think Phoenix can make it work, but I think they need another team, maybe 2 more teams. So I think I'll say Phoenix with no particular conviction on a multi-team deal. I think our fans will love that. There you go.
I feel like these are all the stages of emotions we have all been through over the last few weeks, where it's just a deep sigh. I don't know, but it's gonna be Phoenix.
Yeah,
laughing to keep from crying.
I want that sigh as just a drop that we can play on.
He's so emotive. It's fantastic.
Yes.
He's a lot more animated than I remember him being. That was fantastic. Both those quotes are phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I love with no conviction. With no conviction, I'll say Phoenix in a 3-team deal. I love that because
he's like, who do you work for? Oh yeah. Phoenix.
Look, I feel like that's everybody right now with the KD stuff, though. It's with no conviction. Oh yeah, Toronto. Like there's no conviction to it. It's just nobody knows what's going on, and it's okay. Well, we'll just discuss anything. The only things we know is he wants to be traded, and he has a preference of Phoenix, but would be okay with Miami. Like that's all we know. So everything else is just that. Without conviction, I'm going to speculate kind of feeling.
Yeah, and to slightly tease some of the content we'll be rolling out over the next few days, like I talked to a lot of insiders or beat writers, people in our field about the KD thing. And the answers were all over the board in terms of what to expect. A lot of people said, maybe he'll be back in Brooklyn. And then they immediately were like, but I don't know if he'll actually do that. I asked the Pelicans beat writer whether he thought they were an actual dark horse. And he said no. Like he thinks that they're just going to be content building with what they've got, their young core, just adding Zion to that mix because they've already got a pretty promising start. So nobody knows anything with this Kevin Durant situation is really the takeaway that I got from this. Everyone has their thoughts and opinions, but it's pretty much a lot of the same things that we've been talking about the last few weeks. Like Phoenix makes the most sense, but are they going to be able to find that 3rd and or 4th team? Are they going to be able to find a home for DA? And are they going to be able to do it without including Mikal Bridges? Everybody's kind of torn on that right now.
I think the other part of this that we probably forget a little bit is it's not just the Suns reaching out to other teams to see if they can make a 3 or 4 or 5-way deal happen. Mm-hmm. Other teams know that the Suns are trying to get into the KD sweepstakes, so they're looking at the pieces that the Suns have and also saying, well, hey, maybe we can get in on this and get a little piece for ourselves as well. So it's a fluid situation. There's a lot to try and juggle because it is complex on a lot of different fronts. So I just, listen, I think that James Jones is going to pull this off. I really do. I've been on that train for a while. I think KD is going to come to the Suns. I hope he does. And listen, the moment that happens, there's going to be a lot of excitement in the Valley.
Yeah, I think the other part that people don't think about when talking about a 3 or 4 team deal, you're dealing with a limited pool of teams that are probably going to want to get in on it because there's not a lot of teams that are going to want to help the Suns get that much better. So you're looking at the lower level of teams that don't care who's competing over the next 3 or 4 years because helping move a piece like KD to the Suns, especially if you're a Western Conference team, is not something you want to do.
Yeah, but if you trade, let's just say there's a team out there that feels like they're missing, a consistent defensive piece or whatever. A guy like Jay Crowder would fit perfectly into that, and if that gets you the opportunity to Kevin Durant, it doesn't matter if another team gets better. You got better.
No, but
everybody gets better.
I'm saying those other teams don't want to help Phoenix, not Phoenix not wanting to help those other teams because if they're directly competing for a Western Conference championship or a finals run with the Suns, you don't want to give them that piece that makes them the favorite. So you're dealing with teams that aren't going to be competing over the next 3 or 4 years, which limits your trade partners even more with the trying to get a 3-team deal. That's why Indy, not a real chance to win.
I think you're talking probably like 10 teams that really applies to. The other 20 in the league are the ones
That's
that
fair.
are still available and up for grabs. So,
Hey, DNVR, you guys want to help us trade for KD?
No.
They said no.
See?
All right.
See, that's exactly my point. If they can get Mikal Bridges, they get better. We get KD, we get better. Everybody's happy.
Which, if you're confused, they asked for Mikal Bridges in that
that's-
situation, just to be sure. Y'all heard that. We do have a super chat from Psycho Blue, but it's that same fictional character that I don't know how to pronounce.
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu. So Psycho Blue says Basketball Cthulhu needs Durant and Phoenix to break the seal with a Suns title. Also Adams over Ayton. Hashtag server out. Thank you for your super chat.
Adams
We
over
appreciate
Ayton. Was
you.
that a comment about the jersey behind us?
There's good possibility.
Okay.
Yeah. Good possibility that's where it came from. I'm really surprised at how much Four Peaks beer is still in that fridge. And I don't know if it's the fact that y'all didn't go as hard as you said you did, or if you brought way too much beer.
Bro,
Brought way too much beer.
dude, the whole back of the car was to the top. And we went through at least half of it. It was like 20 cases. We went through 10 cases.
Could you imagine what would
I
happen
mean,
if Saul
shit.
got in an accident
What do
on
we
the
have
way
to
here
do?
with that much beer in the car?
Oh, my gosh. I don't even know if it was legal to drive across state lines, but hey, I was willing to gamble.
Yeah.
Hey, put that on the fucking marker. Let's go.
Espo, how was the NHL draft party at Four Peaks?
It was fantastic. The crowd was spectacular. Four Peaks was great to everybody. The chicken tendies were on point as always over there. Saul hates when I say that because of the way I say it, not because I promote their chicken tenders. But it was spectacular. I'm looking forward to our last Wednesday of the month back out there doing all our shows live. So.
It's going to be a blast. If you guys want to enjoy some Four Peaks, be sure to stop by your local grocery store or head on down to
Saul's
their,
house because he'll have it all.
that too.
Jesus.
Just send him your address. He'll stop there on the way back
That's it.
to the
I'll deliver it.
office.
Their pub out in Tempe. It's a lot of fun. Just a reminder, you have to be 21 or older. Please enjoy responsibly. All right, you guys ready for some screenshots?
Yes.
Do it.
It's time for some screenshots presented by Arizona Department of Health
It's
Services.
time for some screenshots.
She starts singing
COVID-19
and then she
vaccines are
stops.
free for everyone 5 and older. Those 12 and older are also now eligible for a booster. Visit azhealth.gov/find vaccine for a location near you.
She knows what we do when
I
she
know.
sings.
And she stopped it
us
halfway through because she realized, oh, no, you're not going to get me this time.
It wasn't even intentional that time, to be
I know. It's
completely honest
natural,
with
Lindsay.
you.
You just got to let it out because you really do like singing. I
But-
believe that.
Yeah, but I didn't. Anyway, Shane wants our first screenshot. I don't know, surprise
You're
us.
the producer, pick.
PHNX, what up?
All right, so this is a Arizona Republic article that was shared recently about how JaVale McGee said that he just didn't want to wait for the DA and Katie stuff to shake out before giving Phoenix a chance to re-sign him. He just wanted some stability in life. So what we're going to do with these screenshots, we're going to play something, nothing, or everything. Is this something, nothing, or everything to you guys?
Nothing. And the reason, do you want me to explain why I think it's nothing?
Yeah, you can explain.
The reason why I think it's nothing is because, listen, he's already won a championship. He's at the twilight of his career. He's trying to make that money. So that's why he left. He's not going to wait for these guys. He's already got that ring. He doesn't need anything to validate anything he needs to do. So he's just trying to put a lot of money in that bank account. And the Mavs were the ones that offered him quick.
I'm with you.
I was going to say it was something because that something is bullshit. The reason he's on the Mavs is because they gave him 3 years and $20 million. Nobody else was going to give him that much money. This is why he left. It's not because of waiting for DA or KD.
No, he said he didn't want to wait because he wanted stability in his life.
Right.
Stability
And
to me is a consistent paycheck
There you
Right,
go.
but
in the
that's what
same
I'm saying.
location for 3 years, hopefully. Anyway.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's bullshit that like it's more about the DA KD side of it than about the stability side of it.
It's something for a different reason than bullshit, Gerald. It's something, and it doesn't have to do with.
I can't wait
JaVale.
to see how you web this fucking weave.
It's something because it shows that the Suns are missing opportunities as they wait for Kevin Durant, and not just JaVale, but the opportunity to add additional pieces around the roster if you have to run it back.
You think the Suns would have tried to give him 321?
No, I don't think they would have reached that, but they may have gotten a Thomas Bryant or somebody else. You could have moved in a direction to stabilize the center position if you thought you were going to trade DA. You could have found that potential better backup point guard. There's things that you could have done in this market with your exceptions that you've had to wait on, and that's the only reason this is something, because it's direct proof of somebody that moved on in part because you were waiting and you didn't even make the offer because you couldn't, because your hands are tied waiting for Katie.
Which means they're just basically what you're saying is it's proof that they're in the thick of trying to genuinely get KD over here. This is not just like
No, this
This
is
isn't
pipe
like-
dream. This is really happening behind the scenes.
This isn't like when LeBron gave the Suns a meeting like 3 or 4 years ago, and it was
I
like,
remember that.
yeah, everybody's like, oh my God, we're getting LeBron. No, he met because James Jones was part of the front office, and it was I'm going to do you a solid so people think you're in the running for a big name. This is the real deal right now.
All right, next screenshot. It is the Nets season ticket promos, and they have Kevin Durant in them. Is something, nothing, or everything.
They also have Bill Simmons.
That would be really weird. Bill Simmons.
Why am I forgetting his first
Ben.
name?
Ben.
Because he's so irrelevant. That's why.
Oh,
You guys fell for my trap.
yeah, I did.
Anyway, you got basically 2 players on that thing that might be part of the team next year, so it's nothing.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's nothing as well. I paused because Kyrie's not in it, but also like even if they weren't trying to trade him, I feel like he's not a guy you would want to put up on there anyway right now because of how divisive he is. And Espo, I know you've worked for a team before, so I want to get your thoughts. Is that the type of thinking that would be behind it? Is that possible?
Yeah, look, they're not being told, we're moving Katie. Like, the marketing department isn't tipped off to things that are coming. The marketing department's thinking this. Season tickets are on sale right now. We need to help the ticket department sell them.
Who is the biggest face and name that we have?
Put Kevin Durant's face on there until the second he's not part of the franchise. And Kyrie, keep him off there because politically he's even divisive. That's not what you want when you're trying to sell somebody on spending $15,000 in a year so they could sit in the lower bowl to watch your basketball team.
So that's how you end up with Ben Simmons and Cam Thomas.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's man, bless their hearts that the creative team's over for any team, because if somebody gets traded or a deal goes down, especially at the trade deadline, because they make all the intro videos and things like that, they have to redo every single one. Every single one. And even if the player is in the background of a highlight, you got to take that one out too.
Yeah, do you remember, I think it was 2015, a third of the Suns roster moved on trade deadline day. That day was chaos because you literally have to go through every page on the website, every ad that's out there, everything that is anywhere, and scrub it clean. I had even been at the All-Star game the week before and followed Isaiah Thomas, who was in the skills competition, had to delete all that content off of social because he got dealt. It's crazy when that shit happens.
It's so stupid.
All right.
That's like poor Kelly Oubre and his horse.
Hey, it's just like when you break up with somebody and you go clean them out of your Instagram, right?
I don't ever do that.
Well, that's you.
It's just life. It's
Hold
part
on.
of life.
The last time you broke up with somebody, Instagram wasn't around.
I've been divorced, you dick.
Yeah, but,
Oh my god!
but not when Instagram was around.
Yes,
You've been with the
yes,
Stella
I have been, you jerk.
I just need to go home.
Oh my god! It was only 7 years ago. How
Isn't
fucking
Instagram
old
only
do you
7
think I
years
am,
old?
dude? Oh my gosh!
It was more I was thinking Instagram was younger, not that you're older.
Jesus, this guy.
I have no words.
Saul had to rip up all his Polaroids when he broke up with people. Like,
All right, next up on
Well,
the
I'm gonna
list
leave
of
now.
AZ screenshots. Oh my God! Now I'm going to choke from
I am
trying
so
not
glad
to
I'm
like
not
laugh at
driving
this.
back with you.
Karma's totally going to get you.
The WNBA All-Star MVP trophy. It's about the size of a water bottle, and I'm just like,
What is happening? Who thought that was a good idea? Like, how did
this is everything to me. So something, nothing, or everything. This is everything. Like,
Yeah.
show us that you could care less more.
Yeah.
So whose fault is that? Is that the league?
I would blame it on the league. Yeah.
The league,
Like-
the commissioner. This weekend in a city like Chicago was an utter disaster for the WNBA. Their skills competition was held at the same venue that they hold the NBA Combine, and tickets were not sold. The venue was not open to the public to see it. It was ridiculous looking on television. You do this trophy thing for your MVP, and it literally is. You joked before, but I'm pretty sure you could get a bigger trophy pretty quick from Amazon.
No, you actually can. Somebody put a screenshot in the thread on Twitter. You could literally get a $30 trophy on Amazon that looks better than the trophy that she has. Unless that trophy is made of solid gold, which I highly doubt it is.
And then on top of that, the game itself started at like 10 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even realize the game was on until I opened up Twitter, and they're already talking about highlights in almost halftime. I'm like, what the hell? Like, WNBA, what are you doing right now?
Well,
Like,
we talked about this. Why hold it the same weekend as Summer League, where even your broadcast partner, ESPN, is spending all of its energy on talking about the NBA Summer League? Like, your players are demanding respect that they deserve. They're demanding it with the game, with the travel, with everything. And you can't get out of your own way showing that you respect your own players.
With the 12 teams that are in the WNBA, I just feel like, why is it necessary to move the All-Star game all over the place? And this is the reason why I say this, is because you have the NBA Summer League here. Why not have the WNBA in Vegas as well? There's plenty of arenas. Why not share the space and share the publicity all at the same time? I know the WNBA and the women that are in that league deserve to be recognized to higher levels than they've been appreciated so far. But sometimes you have to leverage other audiences to make that happen. And I just feel like the WNBA has just not done a very good job, not only of the timing on TV of their premier game of the year outside of the finals, but this ridiculous trophy. And people are doing side-by-sides of the WNBA trophy and Steph Curry's mammoth, freaking gigantic trophy that probably comes in a suitcase. It's just the optics of this are just terrible.
It's completely disrespectful.
Well, they fly them back on commercial, so they probably figured they needed something small enough to do that. It's just the whole thing is ridiculous. If you can't even show your players respect, that's a problem. The league needs to figure it out. These women play at the highest level. They deserve the attention and everything that comes with it. And I like your idea. Turn it into a celebration of basketball. It's already that out here. Open it up. Bring the WNBA in here. Have the All-Star game in Vegas. You can get the celebrities that are already out here.
You're in a phase right now as a growing league where you can afford to test some things and see what would track and what would help out. I mean, why not do it here in Vegas 1 year and see how it goes? Like,
I mean, it's not like you don't have a W team here in Vegas, so it's not like it's out of left field.
Yeah. No.
You know what I mean? At this point, with expanding to Las Vegas in the W, it even has a purpose of being here.
Yeah.
I will give them credit. The attention paid to the Brittany Griner situation at this game was spectacular. Mm-hmm. Both teams wearing 42 and Griner on the jerseys. That part they got right. It's just a shame that it came with all the other stuff that didn't go right this weekend when it could have been a very large focus on that. But they did do that part of it right.
There was one good thing that came out of this, and I use good very lightly. It just made me laugh. My friend Trayvon Edwards responded to the video that ESPNW posted and said, I kind of wish Kelsey threw that shit to the 200 section like she did the T-shirts. And I'm like, that would have been the greatest moment.
Yeah.
in a long, long time. I wish he would have done that as well. But I don't. Oh, and then on top of that, the fact that the NBA is giving out Summer League championship rings.
Joe.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah.
And these women can't even get a decent looking trophy?
Seriously.
Bro.
Oh, yeah.
Throw it away.
Oh, yeah.
The Summer League championship trophy was bigger than that thing.
My goodness. I'm so angry. This one will make you guys feel better, though. Is it something, nothing, or everything? Shane's basketball career.
Look at Shane on the screen, baby.
Oh,
This is everything.
Man. Dude, is that the same person?
That's baby Shane.
Oh,
That-
man.
That was it. I believe they're from when he used to play
Were you at
club
the
basketball
were-
in L.A.
Were you at
Is
the,
it- was
were
it
you
in
at the,
LA?
were you at the pump? Is that what that is?
In
Yeah.
Anaheim.
The pump is a a very
I thought you were asking
it's a very large basketball tournament
Gotcha.
in LA there, newbie.
I don't hang around a lot of high school students playing basketball.
I played in the
Not-
pump.
Not
that's,
my jam,
that's,
all right?
that's the difference there, Espo. is I
Okay.
played in the pump, so I know what the hell it is.
Yeah, well, everybody knows I didn't play. It's pretty damn obvious
my
that I didn't
gosh.
play the high level.
Anyway,
Shane, you looked spectacular. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise.
Now
you
it's
look
everything
great.
to me.
It's everything.
But
Yes.
in the complete opposite way that the W's was everything.
Yes.
The one was like everything that was bad in the world, and that's everything that's good in the world.
I just wish Shane had the stash back when he was playing high school basketball. You know?
I just need to see the highlights. He's got
Yeah,
a nice,
I need to
he's got
see
a
the
nice
highlights,
jumper.
too.
He's got a nice jumper.
How many OGs you guys got left?
0.
Those ones went
Clearly.
faster than the 4 peaks.
Yeah.
No wonder you guys are so spicy today. That makes a lot of sense. Well, don't worry, guys. We'll be back home soon. And OG's is available at your local dispensary. And they just launched their first ever limited edition seasonal flavor, Pina Colada, a perfect pineapple and creamy coconut blend. If you want to check out OG's, you can do so online at ogsbrands.com and on Instagram at ogsbrands. You can also find their products, like I said, at your local dispensary, but you must be 21 years or older to purchase. And that's it, y'all.
Yeah.
It's over. Vegas, baby, Vegas.
A deep sigh of relief that we made it out alive.
I didn't think we weren't going to make it out alive.
I did.
Oh,
I thought
jeez.
someone was there. The number of stabbings that have been threatened in the last 24 hours.
in the last 24 minutes.
I mean, yeah, more of that.
It's been fun,
but
though.
just in general.
It's been fun. We got to give a shout out to the DNVR guys and CHGO guys for making this house really hot and fun, even though the temperature was insanely. It was hot. It was hot. We had a lot of hot footage out in that pool. Like if you haven't seen that, you need to go to our Twitter.
Were you meaning hot as in temperature or hot like Emma says that's hot?
Yeah, like fire.
Like Shane
Okay.
says, that's hot.
Like it's lit.
That's
I said
Shane's
it in a
thing.
really stupid way. Yes.
That's hot.
Yeah. But it was awesome. It was awesome. Everybody did a great
Yes.
job. It's so cool to see them do their shows too, and you get to learn some things, and then we all just it's all about camaraderie and chemistry.
Well, look, I'm all for camaraderie, chemistry.
Here we go.
But I'm not.
Pessimistic bullshit
No,
about
no,
to start
no.
right now.
No. I just have to name my MVPs from the two other squads here.
Okay.
Brendan
Oh,
Vogt.
we got MVPs?
Yeah,
Okay.
Brendan Vogt
Brendan
is my MVP from DNVR.
Why is
because,
that?
Because the man was my blackjack partner, and
How'd that go for
15
you?
minutes.
It
For
was-
15 minutes.
it was the most uplifting, insane experience of my life. I couldn't be happier to have gone through
my
it with him.
gosh.
We're forever bonded in that way. And then Big Dave. Just Big Dave.
I love that guy.
I mean, the dude watched two of our 3 live shows. Was our audience has been spectacular. He even though he insulted my eyes with that Hakeem Olajuwon jersey and the Bulls hat that he wore, I still loved him. So Big Dave gets the shout out from CHGO. So congratulations, gentlemen. I have a trophy about actually smaller than the one that the WNBA gave out for
yay,
you guys.
big.
MVPs
What is
of
it,
our trip from
what
the
is
other
it, a ring
squads.
pop?
It's a ring pop, yes. Enjoy some 4 Peaks before you leave. That's your trophy, gentlemen.
Oh, man. I'm proud that we made it all the way through. but I'm very excited to be home.
Yeah.
We're going to be off tomorrow,
Thank
of
God.
course, because we could use a day away from everybody, and also just a day to drive and get home and settled in. But we'll be back on Tuesday at our normal time. We'll kind of get back into a normal schedule. So plan to come hang out with us on Tuesday at 2 p.m. right here. You know the place. Until then, you can follow me on Twitter at LindsaySmithAZ. You can follow Gerald at Gerald Bourget. You can follow Saul at Saul_Bookman. And of course, you can follow Espo at Espo. Espo, literally take us home.
Just remember, if you're going to make a joke, think it out beforehand. Because you could offend a friend and your boss. And that's dangerous. Ahoy, hoy.
PHNX though, Lindsay, Gerald, Espo. Saw past the ball, we here to turn up the tempo. Got to understand me, I'll always rep the family. Rally in the valley like Dan G, no plan B. Always on the job, my team move like the mob. Turn the beat on, I throw it down like DA on the line.